Today we are learning how to subtract integers. Please copy the standard benchmark indicator down in your math notebook. The student will subtract integers. Subtracting integers. You can draw circles to help you subtract integers, just like we did when we're adding them. Let a circle be +1 and a filled-in circle be -1. A circle and a filled-in circle are called a zero pair because their sum is 0. To subtract integers using circles. Step 1, represent the first number. So in our example here, we have -5 represented. Step 2, cross out circles representing the second number. If that is not possible, draw zero pairs until you have enough circles to cross out the second number. So here we have -3, so we're subtracting -3, so we're going to cross out 3 of them there, so we're left with -2. In the second example, we have -5 minus +3. Okay, so in this case, we're going to put the -5 down, and then we're adding the 3 positive, and because we're subtracting it, we're going further into the negative, so it becomes -8. Then, for the third example here, we have +5, all right, and then we're adding -3. So that's where these 3 pairs over here are coming from. So 5 minus -3 becomes 8. Right, and that is a typo right here on the picture. That should be +5. So it becomes 5 minus -3. And when you have two negatives right next to each other, it becomes a plus. So it really is 5 plus 3, which is how you get the 8 there. So we're going to work through a couple of examples here to try it, subtract, use the diagram to help. You can also draw a number line if that makes more sense to you. So we have -2 minus 5. So there's our first 2 black dots on the left. Then we're taking away 5. So that's where the other 5 sets of dots come from. So we end up with -7. If you do it on a number line, go ahead and draw your number line. I start at -2 here, and I'm taking away 5, so I'm subtracting. I'm going further away from 0 here. And that's how I end up at -7. For B, we've got 1 minus 3, so we're going to get -2. Okay, and if we do that on a number line, I'm starting at 1 and I'm taking away 3, so I'm going to make 3 hops to the left on my number line, which ends me at -2. So again, you can use either method, the dots, the number line, or just in your head. For C here, we've got -4 minus -6. When you have 2 negatives in a row like that, it becomes a plus sign. So go ahead and draw the plus in. So now we've got -4 plus 6. Right? So if we start at -4 on our number line and hop 6 places to the right, we're going to end up at +2. Okay. For D, we have 7 minus -2. So again, we've got 2 negatives in a row, so it becomes a plus sign. And this is the same thing if you think about writing with a double negative in your sentences, or it becomes a positive. It's the same thing in math. 2 negatives in a row equal a positive. So this becomes 7 plus 2, which gets us 9. For E, we're starting at -6, and we're subtracting 4. So we're going 4 more places to the left away from 0. So in this case, it becomes -10. For F, we have -2 minus -6, so it becomes a plus. Okay? And then at that point, follow the same rules we were talking about in the adding. So we've got -6 plus -2 plus 6. So we get +4. For G, we have 9 minus -8, so it becomes a plus here. And we know that 9 plus 8 is 17. H is just a straightforward subtraction problem. 4 minus 1 is 3. For I, we have -5 minus 2. So we're starting already at -5 on the number line, and we're going 2 more places to the left. So it becomes -7. Okay. And if you notice on the ones where it's subtracting a positive number, like this one, -5 minus 2, which is a +2, you add the two numbers together, and then you put the negative sign on front. That's just another way of looking at it. For J, you have 4 minus -1, so that becomes plus, which becomes 5. For K, we have -7 minus -7. So 2 minuses in a row become a plus, which then becomes -7 plus 7. And we know a number and its opposite equals 0 when they're combined. For L, we have -3 minus 1. So again, we're starting at -3 on a number line, and I'll draw one to help you with this one. Okay, and we're subtracting 1, which means we're going further to the left, away from 0. Which makes L -4. Then for M, we have 2 minus -3. So again, it's 2 negatives in a row, so that becomes a plus sign. So 2 plus 3 is 5. And then N becomes +1 minus 6, okay, which becomes -5, because the one positive cancels out one of the negatives, and we're left with 5 negatives, so -5. All right, please make sure you've copied down all the work. And again, just like in the adding, you can use the dot method, the number line method, or the mental method to complete any of these problems. Make sure all the work is copied down and glue it in your math notebook.